English Talk podcast. I'm Mia. We're really happy you're here with us today.
And I'm Jake. Yes, very happy. Wherever you are right now, maybe at home, maybe on a bus, maybe walking somewhere, we're glad you chose to spend this time with us.
And if this is your first time listening, welcome. You're very welcome here.
And if you're coming back, welcome back. It really means a lot to us.
Before we begin, just a soft reminder. If you enjoy listening to our conversations, if this podcast helps you feel a little more comfortable with English, please like this episode and subscribe to the channel.
It helps us a lot, and it also helps other learners find us. And now, let's just relax and talk.
Today, we're talking about something very human, something everyone experiences in some way.
Change.
Yes, how people talk about change in their lives.
Not big lessons, not advice, just how it sounds when people talk about change.
Because change is not only about what happens, it's also about how we describe it, how we remember it, how we explain it to others.
And how we explain it to ourselves.
Exactly. So let's start gently. Jake, when you hear the word change, what comes to your mind first?
Honestly, a mix of excitement and fear.
That sounds very real.
Yeah, because change often means something new, and new things can be nice, but they can also be uncomfortable.
I agree. When people talk about change, I often hear two voices at the same time. One voice says, I needed this, and the other voice says, this was hard.
Yes, people rarely say, change was easy and perfect. They usually say things like, at first it was difficult, or I didn't know what to expect.
Or, I wasn't ready, but it happened anyway.
Yes, that one. I've said that before.
Me too, many times. I remember when I changed cities for the first time as an adult. People asked me, how is it? And I didn't know how to answer.
What did you say?
I said, it's different. That was my answer to everything.
That's such a common answer.
It is, because different is safe. It doesn't say too much. It doesn't say if it's good or bad.
Exactly. When people are still inside the change, they often use soft words. Different, new, strange.
I'm still getting used to it.
Yes, that's a big one. I'm still getting used to it. It means the change is not finished yet.
And that's something people don't always talk about. Change is not one moment. It's a process.
Right. But when we talk about change, we often talk like it's already done. Like I changed jobs, or I moved, or I started something new.
But inside, it's still moving,
Still adjusting.
still learning.
You know, I noticed that when people talk about change later, after time passes, the words change too.
How so?
At first, they say it was hard, but later they say it was worth it.
Ah, yes, that's very true.
Or they say, I'm glad I did it,
Even if it was painful.
even if it was scary.
People often say, I learned a lot. That sentence comes after change.
It's like a sentence that only exists after time passes.
You rarely hear someone say, I'm learning a lot in the middle of a difficult change.
No. In the middle, people say, why did I do this?
Exactly.
Or, this is harder than I thought.
Or, I didn't expect this part.
That's an interesting one. I didn't expect this part. Because change is never exactly what we imagine.
Never. Even good changes have unexpected parts.
Like starting a new job. People talk about the job, the money, the position, but later they say, I didn't expect how tired I would feel, or I didn't expect the culture to be so different.
Or, I didn't expect to miss my old routine.
Yes, missing things is a big part of change.
When people talk about change, they often talk about what they gained, but they also talk about what they lost.
And sometimes they don't even realize they lost something until later.
That's true, like free time or a sense of comfort.
Or people, colleagues, neighbors.
I remember talking to a friend who changed careers. Everyone congratulated her. Everyone said, wow, that's amazing.
And how did she feel?
She said, I feel proud, but I also feel sad, and people didn't expect that.
Because change is supposed to be positive.
Supposed to be, but feelings are not that simple.
No, they're not. People often feel many things at the same time.
And when people talk about change, you can hear that mix in their voice. Sometimes they smile while saying something difficult.
Or they laugh when talking about something stressful.
That nervous laugh.
Yes, that laugh that says, I'm okay, I think.
Exactly. You know what else I notice? When people talk about change, they often use time words.
Like what?
Like at first, in the beginning, over time, eventually.
Yes, those words help organize a story.
They help the speaker understand their own experience. At first, I was scared. Then I started to feel better. Now I feel more confident.
That structure appears naturally.
It's like people need to tell the story in stages.
Because change doesn't make sense all at once.
No, it only makes sense when we look back.
And even then, sometimes it still doesn't fully make sense.
That's okay too.
It is. Not every change needs a clear explanation.
Sometimes people say, I don't know why, but I needed it.
I love that sentence.
Me too. It's very honest.
It shows trust in feeling, not logic.
And when people talk about personal change, like changing habits, mindset, lifestyle, the language is even gentler.
Yes, they say things like, I'm trying, or I'm working on it.
Or, I'm not perfect, but I'm better than before.
That sentence carries so much compassion.
It does. It's not about being done. It's about direction.
Direction is a great word for change.
Because change doesn't always have a clear end. It's more like a path.
With stops and pauses.
And sometimes steps back.
People talk about that too. I thought I was done, but then...
I realized I still had work to do.
Or I went back to old habits for a while.
There's often a little shame in those sentences.
Yes, people lower their voice when they say them.
Or they quickly add, but it's okay.
It is okay.
It really is. And you can hear relief when someone finally says that.
When they stop judging their own change.
And start accepting it.
You know, sometimes people talk about change using other people's reactions.
What do you mean?
They say things like, people told me I changed, or my friends noticed,
Ah, yes.
or my family said I'm different now,
That can feel good or strange.
or uncomfortable.
Because sometimes you don't feel different inside.
But others see it.
And then you start to see it too.
That's a powerful moment.
It is. When someone says, you seem happier or you seem calmer.
And you think, really?
Yes.
Or when someone says, you don't do that anymore.
That's another big one.
It shows change through absence.
Not what you do, but what you don't do anymore.
And people talk about that with a mix of pride and surprise.
Like, I didn't even notice I stopped.
Change can be quiet.
Very quiet.
Not every change is a big decision.
Some changes happen slowly, without announcements.
And later, when people talk about them, they say, it just happened.
That sentence appears often.
It just happened.
It removes pressure. It removes force.
It makes change feel natural.
And maybe that's why people like to say it.
Because forced change feels heavy.
While natural change feels lighter.
And when people talk about forced change, change they didn't choose, the language is different.
Yes, there's more resistance.
More, I had to.
I didn't have a choice.
Life pushed me.
Those phrases carry weight.
They do. But later, sometimes the story changes again.
How?
People say, at the time I hated it, but now I see it helped me.
That sentence appears again and again.
It's almost universal.
Because meaning comes later.
Always later.
When people are still inside pain, they rarely talk about meaning.
They talk about survival.
Exactly.
And when they survive, then they reflect.
Reflection is a gift of time.
That's beautifully said.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know, another thing people say when talking about change is, I'm not the same person anymore.
Yes.
That sentence can be said with joy.
Or sadness.
Or both.
Sometimes people miss who they were.
Even if the change was necessary.
Because every version of us had something good.
That's important to remember.
Change doesn't mean the past was wrong.
It just means it was complete.
When people talk about change in relationships, the language becomes even softer.
Yes, more careful.
They say, we grew apart,
Instead of, we ended.
or things changed.
That phrase does a lot of work.
It avoids blame.
It creates space.
And sometimes that's what people need.
Because not every change needs a villain.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's just time.
Or direction.
Or growth.
And when people talk about positive changes they chose themselves, the language becomes more confident over time.
Yes, they say, I decided.
I realized.
I wanted more.
Those are strong phrases.
They show ownership.
But at the beginning, even chosen change sounds unsure.
I think I want to.
I'm considering.
I'm thinking about.
That softness shows respect for the unknown.
And fear.
And hope.
All together.
And that's why talking about change is so interesting.
Because it reveals so much about how people see themselves.
And how they want to be seen.
That's true. When people tell a change story, they choose what to include.
And what to leave out.
They might focus on strength.
You might focus on struggle.
Or on luck.
Or on effort.
All of those choices shape the story.
And none of them are wrong.
They're just different angles.
You know, sometimes people talk about change very casually.
Like it's nothing.
Yes. They say, oh, I just changed jobs, or I just moved.
But inside, that just hides a lot.
Stress, decisions, fear.
Late nights thinking.
Doubts.
Hope.
Using just makes it sound small.
Maybe to protect themselves.
Or to avoid questions.
Or because they're tired of explaining.
That's very possible.
Change stories can be exhausting to repeat.
Especially when the change is still fresh.
People sometimes say, I don't really want to talk about it.
And that's okay too.
Silence is also part of change.
Yes, not everything needs words immediately.
Some changes need to be felt before they're spoken.
I like that.
Me too.
You know, I've noticed that when people talk about change years later, the tone is calmer.
Yes, more distance.
Less emotion in the voice.
More clarity.
They say things like, that period taught me a lot.
Or, that was a turning point.
Turning point is an interesting phrase.
It is. It suggests direction again.
Before and after.
A line in time.
But when you're living it, you don't know it's a turning point.
No, you just feel confused.
Or overwhelmed.
Or excited.
Or all of that.
And when people talk about change and identity, they often say, I became more
confident.
More patient.
More aware.
Those are internal changes.
Harder to see.
But very powerful.
And sometimes they say, I'm still learning.
That sentence never ends.
No, it doesn't.
It keeps the door open.
It shows humility.
And growth.
You know, listening to how people talk about change can teach us a lot about language.
Yes, but also about life.
Definitely.
And for English learners, it's comforting to hear that even simple words can express deep experiences.
You don't need complex language to talk about change.
You need honesty.
And time.
And patience.
Just like learning a language.
Exactly. Learning English is also a change.
A slow one.
With good days.
And difficult days.
And when people talk about learning English, they use the same language.
At first, I was scared.
I didn't understand much.
Now I feel more comfortable.
I'm still learning.
It's the same pattern.
Because it's the same human process.
Change, learning, growth.
They all speak the same emotional language.
Before we start to slow down, I want to say something to the listener.
Me too.
If you're listening right now and you're going through a change,
maybe a big one,
or maybe a small, quiet one,
the way you talk about it matters.
But it doesn't need to be perfect.
You don't need the right words yet.
It's okay to say, I don't know.
It's okay to say, it's complicated.
Those are honest sentences.
And honesty is enough.
And if learning English is part of your change,
you're doing better than you think.
Listening like this is already growth.
Even if it feels slow.
Especially if it feels slow.
Because slow changes last.
Before we finish, let's gently remind you of something.
You don't need to understand every word.
You don't need to remember every sentence.
Just listening is enough.
Let the sounds become familiar.
Let the rhythm feel normal.
And come back again.
Consistency is powerful.
Even 10 minutes at a time.
We're really proud of you for being here.
Truly.
Thank you for spending this time with us.
And remember, change doesn't need to be fast
Or loud.
or perfect.
It just needs to be yours.
See you next time.
Bye for now.
Bye.